March 20th, 1995. A normal day in Tokyo, Japan's busy capital city. People filled the subway going to work or school, but at 8 o'clock in the morning, something terrible happened on several trains. Packages wrapped in newspaper left on the floor started leaking a dangerous chemical. This chemical was sarin, a nerve agent made for war. The attack was carefully planned. 5 trains on 3 subway lines were targeted. These lines all met near Kasumigaseki Station, the center for government offices. Panic broke out as the odorless, colorless gas filled the train cars. People didn't even know the silent killer was there. Coughing, vomiting, and trouble breathing quickly turned into seizures, paralysis, and sadly, death for some. This attack left a permanent mark on Japan, a country known for its safety and peace. 13 people died that day and thousands more suffered from the effects of the sarin. Among the victims were Kazumasa Takahashi, a 50-year-old station manager, and Tsuneo Hishinuma, a 51-year-old section chief at another station. Both were good people who died doing their jobs. The scary images of that day, people struggling to breathe, bodies on the platforms, shocked Japan and the world. Who would do such a terrible thing, and why would they target everyday people? The answer, as everyone would soon learn, was a secretive group called Aum Shinrikyo. Aum Shinrikyo, which means Supreme Truth, was started in 1984 by Shoko Asahara. He was a mysterious man. Born Matsumoto Chizuo in 1955, Asahara had been partially blind since he was a child. He knew about acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, but he got into trouble for selling fake medicine. Asahara's teachings mixed ideas from Buddhism, Hinduism, and Christianity. He attracted many followers, including young people and educated professionals. Aum Shinrikyo became an official religious group in 1989. It had many followers around the world. They built communities, started businesses, and even had a radio station. They seemed to be about spiritual growth and doing good. But something bad was happening secretly. Asahara's ideas became strange and scary. He talked about the end of the world and wanted to overthrow the Japanese government. The group started doing criminal things. Followers, brainwashed by Asahara, did terrible things. They kidnapped, attacked, and even murdered people they thought were enemies or people who tried to leave the group. Aum Shinrikyo collected weapons, including dangerous chemicals. They became a dangerous doomsday cult. A year before the subway attack, they did something terrible, the Matsumoto gas attack in 1994. They released sarin gas in a neighborhood, killing 8 people and hurting hundreds. This was a practice run for the horrors they would later unleash on a much larger scale. The Tokyo subway attack shocked Japan's legal system and society. The investigation and trials were huge and complicated. Hundreds of Aum Shinrikyo members were arrested and put on trial. The world watched as the group's terrible actions were revealed. Shoko Asahara was caught 2 months later, hiding in the cult's compound. His trial lasted 8 years, and he was sentenced to death in 2004. He stayed on death row for over 10 years. On July 6, 2018, he was executed along with some of his followers. This brought some closure, but the story wasn't over. The trials of other Aum Shinrikyo members continued for years. Katsuya Takahashi, important in making and releasing the sarin, got life in prison. Makoto Hirata, who helped kidnap and bomb a lawyer, also got life in prison. The trials showed how the cult worked, how Asahara controlled people, and the terrible results of blind obedience. The attack changed Japanese society. It made people feel unsafe and question why the police didn't stop it. It also showed how easy it is for bad things to happen in cities, even safe ones. Since the attack, Japan has dealt with Aum Shinrikyo's legacy. The group is officially gone, but it still exists in different forms like Aleph and Hikari no Wa. The government watches these groups closely. While they say they don't believe in violence, they still have followers, which is worrying. The 29th anniversary of the attack, on March 20th, 2024, was a sad day. Tokyo Metro staff had a moment of silence at the stations, and Shizue Takahashi, the widow of Kazumasa Takahashi, left flowers at a memorial. The anniversary reminds us that peace is fragile and we must watch out for extremism. The attack still affects people today. Survivors still deal with the trauma and families still miss their loved ones. The attack also changed Japanese culture. There are books, movies, and documentaries about the cult, its members, and the victims. The story of the Tokyo subway sarin attack reminds us about the dangers of extremism and the importance of tolerance and understanding. As we remember the victims, we must fight against hate and violence to build a safer and more peaceful future.